Welcome to the Canada Guns Talk Show, episode 82. Gats'R'Me. I am your host, the Crover. You're enjoying some mango guava juice. And for tonight, we got nothing like we usually do. But hey, Gracie's back. Say hi.
Hi.
Excellent.
So fucking enthusiastic.
That was amazing. Hey, Miss Swole Boy, say hi too.
Hello.
There's Swole Boy. Oh, here we go, Adriel. Whoops, there's Adriel. Adriel's on his way. We had some. I actually was the one with some technical difficulties. Why don't you guys tell us what you've been up to, and then I'll tell you what I've been up to. Crazy.
Okay, so since I haven't been here since like fucking Christmas, I went out to the range because I got some CCI mini mags actually, and I decided to shoot them out of my revolver.
Oh.
And I managed to get a touching group with the 6 shots at 10 yards. So that was pleasant.
Oh yeah, revolvers are nice for that.
And then I also shot that thing at 20 yards with Remington Gold Bullet and was doing surprisingly well actually. So that was also good. Shot the rest of the reloads. I made a 38, and then I also bought some 125 grain bullets. So now I need to go and make more. I still have the 158s, but I went and bought some 125s and some actual small pistol primers instead of small pistol magnum. So we'll see.
If you're not loading magnum with regulars, then that's fine. If you're loading regulars with magnums, then that doesn't matter.
Well, I know, but I'll see how mouse farty I can make the 38s without using a magnum primer.
Dude, you can get stupid with 38. Like seriously, like when you download like to the absolute minimum load for 38, especially with tight group, they're going like 750 feet per second.
That's nothing. Jeez.
Yeah, especially if you have like a 125 grain, they're like boot. I was like, oh, there you go.
And something interesting ended up happening.
Are you pregnant?
I can't afford to be pregnant.
Tell me about it.
But a former coworker of mine who I was buddies with, he moved to Iran like a year and a half ago.
Iran?
Apparently, he's got his family has a business there. He had to go do something with. So he moved to Iran, and then I hadn't talked to the guy in like a year and a half, and it kind of sucked because I'd been meaning to, because like I always felt bad, and I kind of like thought about messaging him, but I'm really shitty at keeping in contact with people. And then he messaged me out of the blue like a couple weeks ago and goes, "Hey, do you know anyone who's looking to buy some guns? And also, would you be willing to sell some of my guns for me?"
Oh shit!
So,
what's he got?
The 2 things he asked specifically about were I think a Remington 700 BDL.
Gross.
I think I'll probably get like his dad to sell that one for him or something, and a CZ Shadow. And you bought
a Shadow then?
And he asked me if I would sell his Shadow for him. And what he actually told me was, we'll start the transfer. You could shoot it as much as you want. If you want to just hold on to it for me until I come back, you can do that. You can sell it or you can buy it off of me. And I told him, look, I'm probably just gonna, as long as this gun's not a pile of absolute garbage that like rusted from being sat in the safe for a year and a half, I'm probably going to buy this gun from you. So I just figured I'd let you know that. So I bought a Shadow. But the good thing with this is like, this was essentially a no-risk thing for me, because if I suddenly had decided I didn't like the Shadow, I could have just been like, nah. It still hasn't shown up yet, so maybe I do, but there's no way I'm gonna not like the Shadow.
Nope. After you've played with do you have a Glock?
No, I have a Canic.
Yeah, after the Canic, you're gonna be like, oh boy.
Well, I mean, I've got a SIG, and I bought the Canic as a backup.
Yeah, so no, like anyways, like
now I'm getting a CZ as a backup.
The SIGs are okay. I think I've shot one. It's not amazing, but it's okay. But oh boy, you're gonna cream your panties with Japanese.
I mean, I've shot my mom's my mom's got a Shadow Canadian edition with the stainless and all that. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice gun. I still think it's stupid that the safety doesn't decock the gun, considering it's a double action gun. But
It's a
anyways,
gamer gun. You don't need that
gamer
stuff.
But yeah.
you do.
So
Hey,
so yeah, I drill. So now a CZ is going to become my backup gun.
Nobody can see you, Adriel, so you're just doing this for our own pleasure.
yeah, good.
But he's apparently got a full IPSC setup with that thing too. So I'm getting the gun, I'm getting a holster, the belt, a bunch of magazines.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I just got
Now you just need to stock up on Medgar 40 cal mags.
Oh, I can't use that in IPSC anyways, but I can use that for my own fun.
Don't worry, they won't notice.
But yeah, once I actually get the pistol, I'm gonna find out basically what everything's properly worth, because like I can find out what a Shadow's worth pretty easy. I just don't. I need to know exactly how many mags and like what kind of what brand of holster,
like a U Shadow kit with 3 mags, and the original box. Like $750 now on CGN.
Like,
there is a bunch of those on CGN all the time.
He said 5 extra mags, but I don't know if that means 1 mag in the gun and 5 more, if that means a total of 5 mags, or if that means the 3 the gun came with and 5 more on top of that. So I'm expecting
but I'm willing to bet it's not that many.
I'm expecting probably 5 total, but we'll see what happens with that. Either way, I'm pretty much getting a Shadow, and like I said, I'll figure out exactly what it's all worth when I get it all, and I'll tell him like, look, here's what I think it's all worth based on this assessment. So that's what I'm going to give him a fair price for it. Like I'm like he's trusted. I like, it's surprising.
It is. What the fuck is going on? Oh. Okay.
Crazy had to do something.
Yeah, you had to do something. Elixir, have you done anything gun related?
No, but I've decided that I'm going to sell off pretty much everything. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Well.
So what are you selling?
Everything but my 308 and 338. So.
Okay.
Got to buy some more creatine, right?
What are you selling?
I'd have to go luck.
Do we have first dibs?
Yeah.
Can this be like Price is Right?
Yes.
And then we just buy it?
Yeah.
I bid $1.
I bet 2.
Oh man, I could have seen this coming.
You know what you can counter with, right? 350. So what else are you selling?
What are you selling?
All right, so it's
sell some guns.
The VZ58, the Browning B92, the 3 fucking shotguns that I have, the stupid ass rimfires I have. What else do I have?
Oh, don't you have the Keltec Mattel gun?
That's a 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why you're selling all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Well, that's definitely a reason to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Well, congrats, I guess, and happy selling. I expect to see the ads and laugh at the prices.
Yeah, one of them, or because I have the stupid ass fucking Savage B mag, the very first one that had the pencil barrel on it.
Ooh.
I don't even know how to get rid of that. It's like,
you put it on CGN. You go to 10 meters, shoot a group, say it's 100, and then go sell it on CGN.
Yeah,
I've literally never shot it.
Is it new?
Well, it's not new. I bought it when it came out.
No,
Well,
but
no,
it was
what I
new
mean
when
is,
you
like,
bought it?
New in
Yeah.
the box. Like it's new in the box.
I brought it home and put it in my safe, and
What?
never did anything with it. Like I didn't even bother mounting a scope to it.
You can probably sell it for save the tax, and somebody might buy it.
Let's see.
No low ballers, you know what you have.
Money order or check only.
All right, so
God.
the heavy barrel version is 500 new.
$450. You'll sell it right away.
I have the skinny barrel.
Literally $450 shipped. It'll sell. If it's a new gun, then yeah.
I guess. Oh.
Whoa, that's a fuckload of crimp on those 38s.
Yeah, Jesus. My dad did that to one
That's
of
like a
mine when he came into
bottleneck.
my-
That's a bottleneck 38 special.
Yeah, he straight up mashed it into there.
Yeah,
Where we're looking at?
my dad
It's
did
on-
that
it's
pretty
an
bad on
IRC
one of
journal.
mine, but
Or hop on IRC quickly.
That's fine.
It should still be up. Yeah, somebody isn't sure how reloading works. I'm pretty sure those things would have a crimp, so you would seat the crimp, or else he's loading 38s using 357 cases. So it's like a Tokarev round.
I mean, you can collapse, like you can get the wad cutter rounds that go all the way in the case.
Yes, but
yeah,
those ones
his
don't
crimp
look
is quite
like that.
heavy.
No, if
also, I
those,
don't
those
think
are
you're
those
supposed to
are
crimp the wad cutters.
those are semi-wad cutters. What he's got right there. So those ones should not be looking like that. They usually have a cantilever, and you seat to the cantilever.
You could seat there if you really wanted to, but the crimp looks pretty heavy. You probably don't need that much.
I wonder what that would do. I mean, I know that the over crimping and seating too deep fucks around
Nothing.
with pressures and shit.
Well, the only
Nah,
thing I
that'd
can
be
think of-
fine.
The only thing I can think of is since they're lead, is that it's kind of crushed the fucking bullet a little bit, maybe.
Who cares?
No, like if you look at it, it's not crushed the lead. It's over the lead.
It's fine. It'll come out of there. Like what'll happen though is the mouth of that brass is overworked. So you crimp it down that much and then you bell it out to put the lead in there, and you'll get like 3 reloads out of it before you start getting split necks.
Yeah.
It's probably not great.
Anybody want to link that real quick so that we can show the view?
I did in here.
5 viewers.
Huh? Well, you just pull it up on your
Hey,
computer.
we got 10 viewers.
Excuse me, I'm pretty sure 4 of us have the thing opened up in the back.
Okay, there it is. Here's these bullets here.
All right, but look at the second one.
It's a decent
Yeah.
crimp on
Ooh,
there.
look
Yeah.
at that guy.
Yeah, it's decent. You don't have to worry about that bullet like coming out.
Yeah, no, those puppies ain't walking out of nothing.
No. But I mean, I think they'll shoot just fine. It'll just be a little bit, you're just working the mouth a little bit too much. You don't need to do that. Just a little bit more of a crimp or less of a crimp. Use that factory crimp. What was that Lee factory crimp die? That thing's like a little bit safer.
Okay, this guy doesn't know
what.
what look at his things. I'm relatively new, so I don't know what any of this means. It's like, okay, so did you not look at anything at all?
No.
I'm pretty sure most things come with a fucking manual that says do this, don't do that.
I mean,
you have to adjust them, right? You have to adjust any of your crimps. So
The Lee manual
Well,
tells
no,
you
like-
entirely by
like,
feel,
what I'm
and if you
saying
don't know
is-
what feel is, then
No, what the manual says is like, first you should see to overall length of the max over. Make sure you don't see to max overall length of cartridge. So this guy, I'm assuming he's got like a ruler, probably made out of paper, and he just like, oh yeah, that's about right, and then calls.
I wouldn't say that because he did cast the projectiles himself already.
Wait, he casted them?
yeah.
cool.
It looks a
I
little
got
bit
nothing.
wonky.
I actually, and you know
and,
what? If he, you know what? How much do you want to bet he's casting in his fucking living room and getting a shitload of fumes? Because, like, I mean, at this point, is that really that surprising? I mean, holy shit. Anyways, Adriel, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm cutting Velcro so I can stick up some lights in my safe.
Woo!
I got on the Firearms Canada deal Canada, whatever that forum there that we have that you can't have gun stuff on, but you can have lights
gun
and stuff.
You can't sell guns.
Can't sell gun stuff.
You can
Yeah, they have these
stuff.
little like motion activated lights here. Oh, that's a manual here. There's automatic. You go whoop and it turns on. And yeah, these are like little. They have a little battery in them, and they've got this like metal plate here. So I'm gonna stick some Velcro on there, and then that just kind of sticks on there. And it'll stick up in my safe, and it'll be super bright. And
Nice.
yeah, So I got like 4 of those for $15, which should be a ton of light. You saw how much was coming off this thing, right? Like I got decent lighting in here, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Nice.
And I also got this here cheap handgun. I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's
200,
like
200 and what? $80 is it?
$289 for like
Have you
MP.
dragged it behind your pickup truck and shot it with another gun?
Oof, nope, not yet. And
Have you
Not
driven
properly
over it?
torches tested, so I don't understand anything you say. Not properly torch tested.
Well, I'm not a proper Albertan because I don't have a pickup truck, so I can't even do
Oh,
that.
no.
How could you?
Fuck out of here.
Nope.
Yeah, but
I bet you also don't like white girls, huh? No
that's
comment.
No comment. No comment. No. I don't know. It's like an M&P. I would say it's better than an M&P. M&P's got like a real, like, especially the 1.0, got a real crap trigger. This trigger on this thing is fine. It's kind of heavy, 6.5 pounds or so.
Okay, what is it?
Little bit less.
Off?
What's that?
What is it a clone off?
The M&P.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's most of the internals. Like you look at the controls and that kind of thing. M&P.
Actually,
grip,
yeah. Now that you bring it up
Yeah.
to the light like that, that kind of does look like an MMP.
yeah, like that. Disassembly lever, the controls are all pretty M&P-ish.
And the contours too.
Yeah. I would say I think the M&P is a little bit more ergonomic, but this one's pretty good too.
Does it have beaver tails?
It does have beaver. Well, it has one beaver tail that you can put on if you want. Other than that, like this is the medium grip on here. It's got like a little plastic pin that you slide out, and out she comes, and you put some new
Very
ones
Glock.
in there.
Yeah.
What's that?
Very Glockish.
Very Glockish. Yeah, like they stole a bunch of really cool ideas. I mean,
Those fucking Turks, man.
yeah, it's pretty good. I think I could lose a pound off this freaking trigger return spring because it's so strong. It's just crazy. It's pulling like 2 pounds just on the trigger return spring. It doesn't need to be that much. So I might either clip that spring in there or pop in I think I'll try popping in an M&P spring in there and see what that does, because that might drop the weight all by itself. But
Do it, Bubba.
Well, I've already bubbled this thing though. Yep.
Nice.
I already got the mag release. So the mag release is just a little bit too thick with a 2 C's on it for the shadow mags.
Then
But
it's
if you-
pronounced Theek.
Theek. Okay, thank you. I'm too old. I don't know this stuff.
I don't know. I just pulled that out of my ass.
So the mag release, the mags are exactly the same as the CZ75, except base plate is a little bit different. Cosmetic, who cares? And the cutout is bigger on this than it is on the Shadow. Now the top shelf is just the same. That's what's holding the mag in the gun. So you can grind away a little bit at the bottom of this side of the mag release, and then it'll fit Shadow mags in there.
Nice.
So if you wanted to run those 40 cal mags, you
So I
could.
guess technically, if the gun ran empty and you didn't have a base plate to stop it, you could push the mag in further into the action.
That's correct. But since they have a base plate on them, they stop there and they prevent it from overseating.
Huh.
Overseating on like if your slide was open, right? If your slide was open and you had a base plateless magazine, you could overinsert. There's actually a problem with some Shadows. If you get like an aftermarket base plate and it's like machined incorrectly, you can overinsert, and then when you go to hit the slide release button, it doesn't do anything, and the slide just stays locked open because you've overinserted it, and the feed lips are now jamming into the stuff that you need not to jam into. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Anyways.
with a little bit of bubbling, you can get a Striker Fire M&P clone that takes CSAT 75 mags, and there is no reason why you shouldn't buy it.
Well, there is. If you just want to buy one handgun, you don't want to bother with like selling your handguns or whatever. Just get a Shadow 1 or a Shadow 2. If you're going to shoot IPSC and that kind of thing, right? They're better handguns. They're better handguns for shooting at a range too. If you want more of like a combat / duty pistol for cheap, It's cheap, man. Super cheap.
Super cheap.
Yeah.
You can't afford not to have a backup gun now.
I got a Glock coming here too.
Oh, or alternatively, a drop gun.
That would work if we weren't in Canada and there wasn't like a serial number right here that
just grind it
Serial
all.
number, medium numbers, whatever.
Oh, the one thing that looks real super cheesy on this thing is how they put that plate in there. They've used some contact
Rivets?
cement on the inside of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's what's holding it in.
Holding that into the slide. Just fucking glue that bitch in place.
Well, it's like they put it in there and then they just slathered it with contact cement.
That's fine.
I don't
Just
care.
glue that bitch in place and call it a day.
Yeah. It's got like a full power recoil spring on here, so it didn't like my like cheater 9mm ammo that I use for competitions. That's super lightweight, but
You mean your home loads that blew up your shadow?
yeah, that one. Yeah, those ones. Yeah, the odd one, it gives you a little bit extra pep, just in case you run into some steel that you got to knock down. One round out of every mag, just get in there, double charge.
The last round is just that extra killer round.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like the what do they call it on the machine guns there, where they have the one tracer round. It's the one tracer round in there to knock over the steel.
You stick your patented Bubba's pissing hot hand load at the bottom and just call it a day.
Yeah. Really cool handgun. I think for $289, like that's crazy. So, especially like I was thinking back about like when I started in 3-gun, I bought like the cheapest stuff you could get. I ran like an old Farmer Remington 870. I ran an M&P 1.0.
That's the one that you had that gigantic 10-shot mag extension on, eh?
Yep.
Oh, I love that gun.
And I ran a Frankenstein AR-15. If this thing would have been available, I totally would have been better with this thing than it was with that with the M&P with the trigger that you couldn't really feel the reset on it, and you ran
a
10-round mags like a pleb.
The one that had the New York safety Glock trigger.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy. I mean, this one, like 6.5 pounds, isn't light, but at least it's got like you press through. There's a safety in here that you're pressing as you press the first part of that trigger. It's pretty easy to get to that part, get to the wall, and then like once you pull through, there's not really any grit there.
That doesn't look that. I mean, fuck, $280. That's good.
Yeah, and I mean the reset's like nice and clicky.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it. So that was good. $280. Who cares? Let's see here. Yeah, it ran fine. Let's see. I took out my BCL 102 and it ejected like a champ when I put a Stag 10S bolt in it. I think I got a video of this. I think I have a video. Oh yes. Here, let me share the screen. This is probably going to look like trash sharing through Hangouts, but I don't care. So here's the BCL bolt. And you can see that it doesn't eject. Here's a Stag bolt. Watch this case. Get out of here! Get out of here! Yeah. So
are they finally willing to admit that it's their ejector?
They're sending me a whole bolt, but I don't care because TNA has. I kind of want to prove this anyways. TNA has AR-10 ejectors, and I'm just waiting for them to get the spring. So they're getting a big AR-10 load in 2 weeks, and I'm going to get an ejector and a spring. I'm going to try popping it in that BCL 102 bolt, and it's going to work. It's going to work.
Oh, yeah.
That is the issue. I'm going to put that ejector and that spring in there, standard, off-the-shelf DPMS stuff, and it's going to work like nobody's business.
Do you have already a BCL 102 review up?
No, because I would like to get one that could run, and I could shoot some accurate... Actually, I did shoot some groups.
Ooh, we got groups. Woo! Woo! Are you excited, Elixir?
They're not that good. Okay, these are 50 meters. Nah. Some of them are okay. Yeah. That guy over there is all right.
That's okay.
This one over here is looking okay. If it didn't have this one right here, that one's looking okay. So, like, these are all different kinds of ammo here. And I would say that there's some in here that are looking, starting to look acceptable. Like, the accuracy was okay.
Or any of them 168 grain Sierra Match King Federal loads?
not federal loads, but many of them were 168 SMKs. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yep.
dropping some money on that.
The SMKs aren't that expensive. Like burgers are expensive. I hate burgers. I tried them in there. I can't. I've never been able to get burgers shoot right in any of my stuff. They're just very
They're
depth
super
sensitive.
Yeah, they're super picky. Like
Yeah.
I have the 155 grain, something like that, or had for my 308, and yeah, I fucked around with it at into the lands and back, and yeah, not even worth it.
So what's
they've
finicky
got
about
like
them?
seating
What?
depth. They're very picky on seating depth.
What is it, like a fucky ojive or something?
Yeah, they got a different ogive than a lot of the other stuff out there. I don't know. I find that I load up the SMKs to whatever's on the book, and it's like, oh, it shoots nice. It likes it, and there's like no screwing around.
Well, I mean, Sierra's been at it for however fucking long that it's, oh, here's your length of barrel. There you go. Good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody fucking shoots it. So there's a stupid amount of data on it.
Yeah.
My Horner DC LDXs shoot just fine out of my Tika. I should probably sell those Sierras. Anybody want to buy some Sierra Matchkins bullets?
What weight?
168.
Yeah, this guy does.
Oh, okay, I'll send it to you.
I'll probably be in Calgary sometime soon. Anyways, yeah, so BCL 102 with Stag Bolt ejected like a champ. So I think I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is, and it'll be a matter of a few weeks before it's fixed.
What, they try to fix something that wasn't broken?
Well, yeah, I mean the bolt has like a funny slant to it, and it's I actually did a bunch of measurements on it one night, the other day when I came back from the range. The tension on the shell, I don't know. This is boring. I'm not going to get into like ejector, like push button ejectors and that kind of thing. But suffice to say, it's fucky, and I know what needs to be fixed. And then my AR-15 gave me hammer follow again.
What is hammer follow?
That's
the
when
problem he's been trying to fix for like a year and a half.
Yeah. So what's happening is I shoot my rifle, and then every once in a while, trigger doesn't work. And if you pop the upper and lower, the hammer actually followed the bolt on the way in. Now, you're not supposed to. This is not supposed to happen.
No.
When the bolt comes back, even just a little bit, it basically cocks the hammer right away. And if you have your trigger finger held on in, the hammer will go down. It'll catch on the disconnector. It'll go back forward, and then when you let go of the trigger, it goes onto the sear. And you're not supposed to be able to pull the trigger until it's even almost all the way back in. It has to be like, I don't know, yay far close to locking in before you can even pull the trigger again. So I've replaced everything, and I'm still getting this. So I think what I'm actually doing is, this is keep in mind, this is a lightweight trigger, 1.5 pounds, and this is my third trigger, but they've all been very light, all lightweight single stage triggers. I think what's happening is I'm pulling the trigger, the gun's going off, my finger's staying in the same spot, the gun's coming back because it's compressed off my shoulder, it's coming back in, not a lot, but I'm just catching it just right, that trigger is being pulled as the bolt is almost in battery, but not quite. And that's what's causing. That's the only thing that could cause that hammer follow at this point, because I have eliminated all other options.
So you're down to user error.
Is there such a thing as user error on the trigger? I guess there can be, but isn't that a weird thing?
You're the chosen one. You're the special one.
I am the common denominator in this whole equation, aren't I?
Question.
You're like a too fast of Mitchell.
Yeah, you're too fast. You're too fast.
Or
it does happen.
Trigger.
It does happen a lot when I'm really trying to like hammer it. When I'm trying to just basically mag dump, I can make it happen almost every mag.
So, have you used trigger packs or just trigger assemblies?
I've only had the issue with trigger packs. I haven't had the problem with the assemblies. Now my other assembly is a 2-stage national match, so it's got a pretty long pull, right? So you wouldn't have that issue there.
That is so funny.
You would never have a compression where your finger comes off the trigger and then the gun comes back in. Anyway, so I might try. What I might try to do is grip the pistol grip a little bit more, and then try a variety of things at the range and see if I can't do it again, or give my gun to someone else and see if they can make it happen. Because maybe it's just me. If it's just me, I'll just like, I don't know, grip the pistol grip more, because that's easy to do, or pull the gun into my shoulder a little bit more, or not so much, or I don't know, something. I mean, this is all easy to do as long as I can figure out if it's me or not.
Or replace the trigger with one that's not going to do this.
But I
Yeah,
like the
get yourself a
single-
fucking
Oh,
dude
no, no.
pounds. Hey,
No.
Wait,
I need
wait,
the gamer trigger. I need to be able to get them doubles. Double tap.
Well, you ain't
Yeah.
getting them doubles now because your hammer's falling too quick. So I suggest you kind of trigger that will work to do that.
pounds.
Have you tried getting a gold trigger?
I haven't, and that's a great idea.
See, there you go.
Do you know how many people would actually ask, does this Browning have a gold trigger on it when they were looking to buy like an X-Bolt?
Yeah, exactly. A gold trigger. It's, you know, it can't go wrong.
It makes it go faster.
If,
Actually,
for
had
Browning
people who would
prices,
not
I
buy the
expect
gun.
a gold trigger.
I had people who wouldn't buy the gun because it had like a silver or a black trigger. They're like, no, it has to have the gold trigger. I'm not buying a Browning without a gold trigger. I'm like, the fuck, man? What?
It's
what
like the
fuck?
racing strap, right? It makes it go faster.
Yeah.
No, that
Anyways.
is that is brass color primer. Make bullet 200 foot per second faster.
Bubba's
That's
pissing
the,
off.
that's the insanity
Straight
I've
from
been
the
up to.
Russian army.
That's what you've been up to, huh?
Mhm.
That's a lot.
That's just this week. Was I up to anything last week? I
Oh.
fixed my shadow.
It's all back up to
100%.
function.
Yep. Yep. Super easy. There was this. You should know this, Crover, or you shouldn't. You should know this now. There's a company in Alberta called A Zone that has like IPSC parts. And
Yeah.
they've got a pile of shadow parts. So if you want to go gamer and get like lightweight springs for this and the lightweight recoil spring and all this other kind of stuff, and like make your shadow much more Gucci, you
No,
can.
My shit works just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. If I want to mentally masturbate over a trigger, I'll just use my 686.
Does it have a gold one?
It's got a wide target trigger.
Is it
If
gold?
it's not gold, it's not worth it.
Bitch, I will spray paint that gun.
Do it.
Oh,
we know
Do it,
you will.
Muzzy.
yes, you will.
No, I won't.
Maybe you'll just nickel plate it instead.
Do you want to kick a ban from the IRC and a ban on Reddit? I will ban you on all the platforms, man.
This is
All of them.
moderator abuse.
Maraboos.
I don't have any of my Nazi guns handy to wave around.
There you go. Oh, there you go. We're on another list. We officially said Nazi. There you go.
Oh, we've been demonetized.
We were monetized.
We're
the
not
minute
even
after
monetized. We don't have enough subscribers. I think we have enough views to be monetized, but not enough subscribers. We need 1,000 subscribers and like 10,000 hours to be
Yeah,
monetized.
fucking subscribe, you cunts.
Yes, if you're not
I just
subscribed
don't-
if for some weird reason you've managed to find yourself on this video on the 82nd episode of this, and you're still not subscribed, do it.
I've been in most of these and I'm still not subscribed.
I just noticed I'm not either.
You guys are part of the problem.
Problem.
Well, now I will be part of the final solution.
Oh no, 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 no.
You know what? We're gonna get enough people to monetize. You're gonna monetize. You're gonna be like, "What is this?" We're gonna be getting like $5 a month
We're
because
not going to be getting anything. None
We're
of
not
our
gonna be-
content is monetizable. No one
well,
wants to
no,
advertise
you get
on this.
restricted. But it's like, yeah, we won't be making any money. That's why I turned my ads off.
Yep.
I just turned to Patreon begging.
Oh, what is your Patreon up to? Like,
2 people.
How many packs
Yeah.
have you sent
Yeah.
out?
As soon as I
it
said
you
like
and
it's
your
gonna be
mom?
free anyways.
is it you and your mom?
Have
I
you
gotta get my
sent
mom on
yourself
that
a patch
video.
yet?
Please, Please give my boy some money so he can buy some more guns.
I'm surprised that hasn't picked up. But you haven't hoarded out, have you?
No, I put it up, and I even said on the video, like, if you can't afford it, please don't pay me, because this is just to like accelerate my gun buying and selling, and for me to buy weird stuff. So yeah.
Honesty, it pays off. Except
no, it doesn't.
Except now it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. You still got like 3 more people need to subscribe before I can buy that extra large horse dildo.
Oh, look at that.
Mhm.
Why was I buying that?
And we're in
You
another
said
place.
all the exotic and extra stuff.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Horse dildos or dragon dildos. No discrimination. This is what I've been up to. Yeah, boy. 1952. Data manufacturer for this Browning Auto 5.
Does it
12
do
gauge.
the automatically load one into the chamber when you put it in the magazine?
It's too old.
Figured I'd ask.
Can you shoot it?
I haven't shot it yet because this was missing one of the rings under the handguard here, because
That's
these things
fucking
work off
low.
of some friction rings. So I had to find, first of all, if anyone in Calgary had it, and they didn't. Then I found out Basha Sports has them, because they're apparently the Browning Warranty Center of Canada. Who knew?
Oh, that's lucky.
Yeah. And they had the part, and they sent it to me through snail mail, and I got it. Off note about this gun, it was fucking filthy. I am 100% certain this thing was bought in 1952 or manufactured in 1952 and then bought after, and then regularly used for the next 60 some odd years and never cleaned. Just chuck some oil into the action and rack that bitch a couple of times. Because when I pulled this thing apart, and let me tell you, that is quite the endeavor, there was a layer of grit. That's the only way to describe it. Like, imagine like black grit inside of everything.
I know exactly what
Everything.
you're talking about, because my 597 is like that.
Everything. The trigger, I tore it down to the pins and springs and ball bearings. This thing has a ball bearing that works as the safety detent. It's clean, and I don't think it can shoot it. There's a crack on the handguard. You can see it right there.
Who cares?
Oh, that happens on all of these.
That happens on all of this, but there's also a crack in the stock.
And
It's on the inside.
Wrap it.
Basically, this stock is like basically 2 little bits of wood, and right in between the bits of wood, it's starting to crack right in the middle. So I'm gonna shoot it with the heavy load ring setting using light loads, and if it
won't
too
cycle.
strong of a recoil, then I'm selling it as a parts gun, because yeah, it's basically gonna beat itself to pieces if I shoot it with anything but light loads.
Drill a hole at the end of the crack.
Yeah, either drill a hole or just glue it.
I was going to say drill a
I
hole at
tried,
the end of the
but-
crack and then fill it with epoxy.
I could, but I have a feeling, I think I saw that somebody did that already. So it happened again on the same crack. So what I was looking at, I looked at a Brownell's video on how to fix split wood in firearms, and basically you'd have to remove the oil, because I think the wood is oil soaked, because this bitch just got a layer of oil every time it started to hiccup. Just spray some oil in the action and call it a day. So I'm guessing the wood is kind of oil soaked. So you'd have to remove it with acetone, and removing it with acetone could strip the finish, and then I had to refinish the stock, and fuck that noise.
See, the other way you could look at this is this gun probably, like, they crack. I've like my dad's A5, the fore end is cracked as well because of the pressure of the barrel slamming down there. Cracked it right up at the front, where the fore end comes in for the cap. It's cracked right there. These guns crack. That gun probably cracked 30 years ago, and they were still using it. Just go shoot the fucker.
Oh, I plan to shoot it. I want to see if it runs. Like, yeah, I have it set with a heavy load setting. I hope it runs with it. And
It's
then
not going to cycle target loads, if that's what you're wondering.
I watched a shitload of videos on these guns, and some do, some don't. It's gun dependent.
I mean, ours might also be because ours is a 3-inch from 89, but even on the lightest setting, I have to get 3 dram target load. It will not cycle 2 3/4 dram target load.
Okay, well, I don't know what dram I have. I'd have to pull one of my old boxes and see what it is, but I have no idea what it is. And then I finally got my can. Except it's not really a can. It's something that looks like one. Where are you, screen share? No, fuck off. That's the wrong window. That's the window. And share. There you go. Yay!
Looks cool.
That's a
It
really long
does.
logo break.
No, it actually isn't. The break, I'm going to see if I can zoom in. The break itself is maybe like a centimeter back from the last port over here. And the rest of it is just condom over the barrel. Hey, that's literally what TNA describes it as, condom. A barrel condom. You can go look at the description. But it's not 100% evident in this picture, but there are no flats on this brake for you to put a armorer's wrench on it and tighten it on. So
You got a pipe wrench?
the only way to tighten it is to literally stick an Allen key through that hole or a screwdriver in one of the brakes and torque it that way to properly secure it. And it works. I'm going to do that with my buddies because I ordered 2 cans, one from me, one from my buddy. And I'm going to record it so that there's a video out there how to install this. I'm adding to the internet wealth of knowledge. Yay!
Until YouTube takes the video down.
Until they take because gunsmithing, gun making.
Then we go on Pornhub.
Then we go on. Yeah, they call it condom in a barrel, said Red Viking. So yeah, I ordered a fucking handguard for this thing too from China, and that thing has like the tracking on it is garbage. I cannot figure it out.
Yours says
But
tracking.
it showed up.
Oh god, that looks atrocious.
Oh, look at it. Look at it.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
That's awful, and I love it.
I like how it fits over top the can at the end. Is it making
And-
contact?
No contact.
Oh, that's amazing.
No contact.
That's so good.
No
I
contact.
don't know if I'd go for blue, but it looks great.
You can get them in FDE if you're an operator.
They also come in like red and orange, and fucking TNA picked up black ones of those.
Well, no. I talked to Zach, or what the fuck's his name? Yeah, I think it's Zach in TNA when I was ordering the can, and he said that they actually did bring in some of these colorful ones, but no one bought them. I wonder why. But yeah, these are pretty much the exact same ones that TNA has. Of note, if you are planning on swapping the handguard on your WK, is that sucker right there, the gas block. It's got a gigantic, enormous gas block as compared to most other AR-15s. So you got to make sure that the handguard has got enough clearance for it. This thing is cheap. I got it for like $70 from China, and I think I overpaid. But like, it's so bad. Like, there are machine marks everywhere. The way that you mount this thing is just by beating it into place and prying the underside open using a set screw that's actually rather well designed, because there is 3 screws here to secure it. But on this side, you can actually see you have the option of putting a little set screw in there to help it pry apart, and then you can fit it over the barrel nut.
I fucking love this.
Oh, you're liking this, aren't you?
It's so fucking stupid. I love it.
I'm willing to bet that if you shot more than like 100 rounds consecutively, you'd melt the front of this thing. It would start like molding to your fucking fake can.
You know how shitty this is? It's kind of hard to see, but it actually doesn't line up between the upper.
Oh,
and lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's bad. Like the front of it, like all there, like the cut right at the very front is all janky.
Looks lightweight though.
It is. It actually is, because with the other handguard, with the picture, with the original handguard, it changed the point of balance quite a bit. Putting it on, I'm not sure. I'd have to handle my buddies, but I think this is back up to normal, to the same balance that it was before. It's really peculiar because like the handguard that comes with the WK,
It's not bad. It's not heavy.
it's not, but I think it's thick.
Hmm.
It might be a little thick, and it's got more metal. With the handguard in the original WK, these angles, the 45-degree angles, there's just circles. So that's more material than just a straight, hole with like a little bit of metal between it. So I think that just the design and it's a little thicker. It's at least that it's well machined because it actually matches with the receiver rail. So if I were to mount irons on this, I would have to fuck around with the front post a lot to get it to line up, I think.
Just a little bit of Dremel work. Good to go.
Well, yeah, obviously I could Dremel the shit out of this. Of note, you don't have to swap out the barrel nut, but the barrel nut that comes with this is it's kind of funny. It's got the screw hole set for the handguard that it comes with, but I just literally pushed the handguard all over it, and the barrel nut it came with. Also, the barrel nut that it comes with, it's hilarious. It's full of machine marks. I don't even know if it would fit. It might, but
is it aluminum or steel? It's probably aluminum.
It's metal.
It's metal. It's metal. And I saw a bit of rust on the inside, so it's got some steel in it. Elixir, do you like it?
Yeah, that's fucking great.
I think the profile on it looks really cool. It makes the barrel not look long.
Exactly.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And I really like the rear stock too. Like the actual aesthetics of it are nice.
Exactly.
Other than the color.
You can see through your gun. Yay! Look where...
Oh man, there's so many people who are butthurt about the slot on there. Oh, there's gonna be dirt in there. It's like, are you guys gonna do like a in-range TV like mud test on this thing? Or are you gonna take it to the range and shoot it? If you're gonna take it to the range and shoot it, it's probably fine.
Oops. This is a loaded mag. I'm kidding, it's got snap cats. Something did happen when I was fucking around with this beforehand. Two things actually happened now that I think about it. Number one,
indeed into your condo elevator.
Nope. I was checking around some stuff and I noticed that my safety was loose. So I tightened it, and then I noticed that the pins weren't flush with the side of the receiver. So the set screws of the Rise Armament trigger walked out or weren't properly torqued. It's just like the Allen key that it needs is like a 5.
It's a tiny little guy.
Yeah, it's an Allen key that you need to actually secure the set screws. So I don't think I was just heaving it enough. I couldn't get like enough of put enough pressure on it. So the first time I didn't. It ran fine. But then I was testing the trigger pull on it using my buddy's trigger pull scale, and it started giving me different readings. And I was like, what the fuck? And that's when I noticed that the pins were walking out. So it was basically moving in place. But I tested it afterwards. This is 3.5 pounds, like it says in the box, and it does not change. It is identical every single pull after I tested that out, after I re-secured the set screws. And the other thing that happened is, fuck Wolverine and Kodiak, because these fucking screws that are holding the handguard are shit.
Well, it's not that they're shit. They're just put in by He-Man at the factory, and you can't take them out.
Yes, kind of. There are 8 of those motherfuckers holding the thing in place. Number one. Number two, I don't know how they attach them to the fucking gun without completely fucking up the hex hole at the top, the slot hole. And if they are over tightened, which some of these were, they just fall to fucking pieces. I'm not joking. 5 of them came out okay. 1 of them needed quite a bit of force to get out. And 2 of them, well, folks, 2 of them just outright fucking refuse to get out. And it was a pain in the fucking ass to get them off.
Oh. That's one way to do it.
Yep.
Do you have Torx keys? Did you try that?
Nope.
Okay, so next time this happens with an Allen head, you take a Torx that's a little bit too big and you pound that thing into the Allen key head. You will get it out, and you won't have to cut a slot in it to get a flat.
So let me walk you through the process of how fucking annoying this was, because I knew all of this and I tried. I just didn't have the Torx one. So I remember that you can cut a slot into it and use a flathead, but I don't have a Dremel. So I used a file, and the file was too wide. So it rounded the edges, and it was just too wide for it to properly catch. Then I tried penetrating oil and just fucking heaving on it, and I continued to strip the sides of the rounded edges of the file slot. So that didn't work. Then I had to go to Home Depot and buy a Dremel. And I also decided to pick up I picked up a $80 Dremel and a $5 stuck screw removal tool. Guess which one got it out?
The stuck screw removal tool.
The $5 stuck screw remover tool got it out. I slapped that son of a bitch on my drill, my torque, my impact driver. And one of the screws came out in the first go. The other one, I had to, the one on the left, I had to open up more and drill more down further into the screw. And then the
was that just a left-handed drill bit?
Yeah, I'll go get it in a bit and I'll show it to you. But yeah, it came out. And yeah, these screws are just shit. Like they all started like you can see the one that even came out, the one on the right. You can see that it started moving the metal.
Yeah.
5 of them came out at that point. One of them needed a little extra bit of force, and it was already deforming the hole. And then these 2 motherfuckers just outright refused to move. I used heat. I used penetrating oil. And I tried cutting a slot into it. It didn't work. I figure if I had a Dremel, which now I do, because fuck if I'm going to pay $100 an hour to a gunsmith to do this. Instead, I just bought the tool with $100 I would have paid the gunsmith. And now I have a Dremel, and he does have a better one than me, but whatever. Yes, removing screws sucks ass.
They tried to make it childproof to keep you out of there, but you showed them.
I did.
So you didn't use those screws when you reassemble it. I noticed.
No, it comes with its own screws. Also, fuck you. But I'm excited. I have to do load development for this again because it probably changed barrel harmonics putting that brake on it. And I am not sure because I can't really get a good look at it inside. But I think now it is truly free floated because the handguard, the original WK handguard, was touching the gas block.
Yep, mine touches.
Yeah. So that probably has something to do with some of the issues that I've had with this gun. It just sometimes it shoots good, sometimes it shoots bad. But then again, I'm using absolute garbage bulk ammo, just American Eagle.
Yeah, you can't you can accuracy test with American Eagle, but as long as you if you get 2 or 3 ammo away, it's like yeah,
that's exactly what I got. It's like 2 or 3 ammo away. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. And this one, I actually put the rail on nice and flat because on my on the crowbar, it's just slightly misaligned. Like the handguard is not perfectly level with the rail on the upper receiver, but that's just my anal retentiveness about it. But yeah, it actually I'm not joking, Adriel. Like it feels like it's got the same balance that it did before. Just because it's got a lighter handguard and the barrel has got a little bit more weight at the front. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Can you, since you've got that other handguard off, do you have a kitchen scale or anything you'd be able to weigh it with?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'd love to get that. What measurement off there?
I will. I'll
add to my review, so we've got one more data point.
And yeah, I'm gonna be shooting this with some load development. And this thing just looks so fucking stupid now, but I love it.
Well, the only thing that looks off on it is the blue.
No, the blue is perfect.
The blue is perfect.
Got to get a blue grip now.
That's what rattle can paint is for. This is an A2
high gloss.
Yeah, this is an A2 grip with the fucking finger knob ground off, so literally would not be losing anything doing it. Also, I'm thinking I'm going to paint the stock orange because orange complements blue.
Ah, you got the big butt pad on the on that MOE.
Yes, this is the thing. Oh, by the way, if anybody's interested in getting the fixed carbine Magpul stock, you need to get the extended handguard, or else the length of pull is going to be just a little short on this rifle.
Extended butt pad.
What?
Extended butt pad?
Extended butt pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the extended butt pad, the length of pull is damn near the same as an A2 stock. And the A2 stock length of pull is perfect, in my opinion.
I like it. I'm gonna do it. I had everything in my shopping cart at TNA, but then I couldn't find that AR-10 spraying, and they're like, it's gonna come in 2 weeks. So I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna wait 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna get all that stuff. None of you 17 listeners buy my stock.
Orange accents or stripes. Yeah, I think so. TNA sells blue skeletonized grips.
Here you go.
Okay, who's saying that now I can get an AR?
That was me.
What is that?
It's a bag rider for an AR stock. So it's 3 inches wide for my front bag on my bench rest.
So you're gonna put that on an oh, that is so dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so incredibly dumb. I love it. Please do.
I don't understand what this is.
Here, just a second. I'm gonna share this thing. Elixir, why don't you walk us through what this $50 block of steel is?
That it's not even steel. It's fucking Delrin.
Okay, $50 piece of plastic. Then.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up a picture.
Yeah, it's got an oval thing and a screw. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Screen share.
Screen sharing you.
Yep.
Screen share.
All right. So right here.
Can we have a picture that's not for ants?
How's that?
Better. Oh wow! So you screw that to the bottom of your AR handguard and you slap it on that fucking vise.
Yeah, and then it'll slide properly back and forth on this.
How much is that rest?
I don't want to talk about it.
No,
It's a lot of knobs on it.
Just buy a fucking bipod for the AR that you
No, look at how beautiful that rest is. That's not a bipod. Come on.
The accuracy, though. The accuracy.
Yeah.
It's not going to make it any more accurate.
This is making it more accurate. My blue handguard makes it more accurate.
I severely doubt that. Your blue handguard's more likely to make it more molten.
Look, this is probably high quality Chinesium, so don't smack talk it.
That's precisely why I'm smack talking it.
Oh, dude.
Beautiful aluminum.
I am so fucking stoked for this thing.
It's going to be at least as reliable.
The only thing that's securing this to the barrel nut is just these. So it's just clamping on with these. There is like no anti-rotation tabs or anything. And I don't know just what to torque this to. So I just kind of like tighten it to like finger tight.
So what you like grab the barrel and the fore end and can you flex them enough to touch? You can.
No.
You can. Yeah, you can. I bet you can.
Nope. Oh yeah, I can.
They're so close, right? They're with the length that you're looking at. No, I mean that might not mean that they're like, wrong. It just means
this tells you exactly how crappy this handguard is. Like it's not concentric. Like the can is not in the center of the space of the handguard. It's
you don't
just,
need that.
Yeah, but it's not touching it. It's like I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
It's going to be at least as reliable as that NC Star riser I bought.
You smack top against NC Star. You know there are people out there that will absolutely and positively try their ass and never once say that theirs has died several times or something like that, or that they're on their fourth or fifth one. Red for speed, blue for accuracy. You're right, Chris. We actually do have some questions that we need to answer on on the
YouTube's.
post.
There was someone who deleted a comment, but I remember what it was. He asked, "What are your opinions on the new Glock 48?"
I don't know. Isn't it like a stainless slide?
It's a two-tone stainless slide, single stack 9mm, 10-round magazine, and 106mm barrel. So it's quite clear Glock designed this bearing Canada in mind as a potential market. But
I don't think so.
It's.
I don't think. I know that they said that, but
I mean, there's no.
it's a
reason-
single stack. It's a single. It's very concealable. It's single stack. You could put that that's a bigger gun to carry than a compact, but it's skinny, so it doesn't stick out off your clothes, and it's got a nice grip on it.
Yeah, but it's still like 100. The only reason that I think they would have gone with a 106 instead of a 102, which is a standard 4-inch, is to sell it in Canada in factory configuration.
Well,
Maybe,
you can. Doesn't
but-
mean that they did it for.
I think that they probably, since this was a fundamentally newly designed pistol, they were probably looking at it and going, well, we could do a 4-inch, or we could just make it that little bit longer, sell it to Canada, and then it doesn't look silly with a little bit sticking out the end of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I
I
wish-
just think it's another Glock. I don't really.
I mean,
I don't really care.
they'll sell 1% more of those because because they're legal in Canada.
I think 1% is optimistic.
Yeah.
Oh god,
So yeah.
I love this so much. It's so stupid.
As for the questions, let me find the thread.
I got a
and-
question.
All right, okay, you guys
Um,
gonna get a Glock 48 or 40, whatever it is,
No,
No,
and why not?
I'm not.
because I hate
don't-
Glocks.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get another
Whoever
Glock,
watches
but,
this is gonna get triggered.
but I'm not gonna get one because all I do with my Glocks or my pistols is take them to the range and back. So I might as well get something with a decently long barrel, full size grip, double stack because they go in. There's a bigger hole to pop the magazine in,
Now you said home.
and yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I
So
get it, 'cause
I don't have a
Glock-
use for one. Maybe if they were cheaper. If they were cheaper, sure, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, it's $650 or something like that, isn't it? Almost $700.
I haven't bought a Glock for more than $600. So
I haven't bought a Glock.
I bought a Glock once. I sold it.
Yeah.
Like I sell most of my guns.
Speaking of selling striker-fired firearms, my Canic will be going up for sale at some point relatively soon.
Ooh, guns for
Gonna
sale.
help finance that shadow.
That's the way that my gun buying works. Oh, I might be becoming a firearms instructor in the near future.
Oh,
cool.
Yep.
They'll take
So-
anyone. Hey,
So can you get me my RPAL? Thanks.
Can you give me money first?
All right.
Good.
that's how this works.
It is. That's how the world works. Okay, questions from the Reddits. I finally signed up at a local gun club. What was your first day on the range like? Any tips? Take the orientation.
Mhm.
If your range has an orientation, sometimes it's mandatory, sometimes it's not. If it's not, I would still take it. And if it's not mandatory, I would question joining that range.
they in
the number of
Ontario?
people. Yeah.
yeah, if they're in Ontario, it's mandatory.
Oh my god. Let me see this. Oh yeah, that is so stupid. I love it. Yeah, we'll talk about this in a second. But yeah, if there is a range orientation, take it. They will tell you all the tips and tricks that you need. There are things you should know. Can you leave that on? Thanks. And what was my first day on the range like? I was scared. I was like, oh my god, that somebody's gonna yell at me. Oh my god, I'm gonna get shot going down range. Oh my god. And then you stop worrying about it. And then you get shot.
You only
What was
get
your
shot
first-
because you're the RSO.
Yeah, and then you get shot because you're the RSO. Or you become the RSO and then you do the yelling, like I did. That was fun. What are you guys? What's your range visits like? The first ones, do you remember?
There was no one at my range when I first went because it's
Yep.
out in the middle of nowhere. So I just showed up and did my thing and went home.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
My
or elixir?
You
Elixir.
good?
Okay. I was 14 years old, and it was at scout camp. And there's one scout camp in Northern Ontario, Halliburton Scout Reserve. There's a 22 range. And that was where I shot my first gun. And I distinctly remember the RSO telling us, you will keep the gun pointed downrange, or we will tackle you, call the police, and have you arrested for attempted murder. And I was like, well, that's a great way to ensure that I'm going to keep the gun pointed downrange. So
Fucking
the gun
crazy
kept-
people.
The gun was pointed downrange.
But the
I don't know why
gun was
they gotta be
pointed
that
down range,
crazy.
Adriel. The gun was pointed down range.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. And what they had was like single shot bolt action 22s, and you got like 10 rounds of ammo there. And I just wanted to shoot them as fast as I possibly could. I didn't really care about being accurate. But yeah, that was more than 10 years ago now.
Look at that. He looks back
That was,
at all
fuck.
his time.
That was at least 11 years ago, if not 12 at this point.
Time flies, my friend. Time flies.
All right,
Elixir.
All right. So if we count, or if we're not counting like the very first time I've gone to a range. So when I first got my license, get my Savage International Hunter XP and 30-06 because I've only shot fucking 22s. So me and my dad, we go out to the fucking range in the next town over because that was the only one for a while. Get our membership and everything. Nobody tells us that you need a fucking fob for the gate. So we drive all the way out there. Like it's across town from where you buy the memberships because they sold them at Wholesale Sports and a couple other gun shops.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. As soon as we get out there, we see the gate. Oh. Fuck. Like there's zero mention that you need to do the RSO course, whatever, so you could get into the range. But they have a sign saying, oh, you can go onto the website and figure shit out. So go on the website. My dad figures out, hey, you can email them and they'll email their list or whatever and see if anybody will take you out. Nobody replies to those.
Nope.
No.
That was your first day at the range?
That was my first attempt going to a range once I got my license.
Nice. I wonder if... Yeah, kind of. Trying to see what the balance point is on this now. Hey, it's still right in the middle. Look at that.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Listen, if there is no orientation, somebody said, try going with somebody else first. So they'll show you the ropes. Or ask questions. You know what? That makes more sense. Just ask questions. Be the noob. Somebody will take you under their wing, if only for the afternoon. I know a couple of times when I was RSOing, the people would come in, look like deer in the headlights. I'd be like, okay, better go talk to this guy before somebody gets shot or something like that. And yeah, if somebody tells you that you're doing something wrong, listen to them. If somebody's being an asshole, record them, post it on YouTube, and get some likes, subscribe.
What if I'm the RSO and being an asshole?
Then memorize every detail so you can jerk off about it later.
Like, you imagine how well that would go, like pulling out your phone, like, I'm recording this to your RSO at the range. You get your ass kicked out. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
being too mean to me. You
fucking-
are not talking very nicely. I am a member of this range and I am recording you. I'm going to put this on YouTube.
Yeah, you're not a member any longer.
You're not a member any longer. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, like for my, well, pretty much any range around here, they're all private, so you need a fob to get in anyway. So if it's whoever's on the range first is the RSO. Just
Yep.
What are you gonna fucking do? Like,
You're
it's
gonna
all
cry. You're gonna cry about it.
all the board members or whatever the fuck for it. They're not gonna say shit. It's, oh, you're being a fucking dink. Well, don't do that.
You were being a what? That sounds racist.
A dink.
Dink.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm so
So
stoked that this thing actually
so you're
bounces.
married and have no children, and both of you work.
Double income, no kids.
Yeah.
We have another question actually. Where is it? I own a semi-auto 22 for cheap plinking, an SKS for big boy plinking, a semi-auto 30-06 for hunting, a Mini 14 for shooting steel, and a pump-action shotgun for killing clays. What am I missing? What should my next purchase be? That sounds like a distinct lack of restricted, sir.
Buy my Canic. That's what you should purchase next is my Canic.
Buy my Auto 5 once I sell it.
Your Auto 5's not a pistol. Buy my Canic.
My Auto 7 is
buy all my guns.
my only guns.
Do you even have any guns?
I have a few.
You seem to never shoot them.
You could
Why
go
do you
with a
think I'm
pistol
stuck in
caliber carbine. Those ones are fun. You can get a revolver because revolvers are fantastic and are great. You could get Adriel's cheap Turk Gat when he sells it eventually.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, or you could buy Crazy's Canic, or you could buy any of the guns that were for sale. But for real, get into restricteds. AR-15s are fun, or get a black semi-auto rifle like a WK because these things are fun too. You can put all kinds of fun things on them, as you can see.
Chris in the side chat saying get a musket.
Or black powder is fun. Yeah,
I personally recommend a 338 Lapua.
no,
There's been a big
50
trend.
BMG.
There's been a trend of people going and buying a Snyder Enfield and trying to find 28 gauge brass shells to load for it.
Well, I don't think a trend counts as like Tyler and some other idiot.
There's
been
one
at
more.
least 3 people I think I've talked to who've done that recently.
Is this on the Discord?
I think yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Ooh, throwing shade at Discord. Ooh. IRC Master Race. Yeah, get a black semi-auto gun, WK. Or if you feel like being, snowflakey, you can get a SLR. Or if you feel like not spending nearly as much money, just get an AR. AR-15s are great. You can have 10 round max of these, 15 if you can find BIOS, and such.
408 Shaytac is the only option.
No, you should
What
definitely.
418 Chaytac?
408 Shaytac.
Is it 408?
I think there's also a 418.
No, it's 416
460.
for
Yeah.
Barrett.
Oh yeah,
416
416 Barrett. Yeah.
Barrett.
Just
They
so
made
that
that
they could
just to
compare
shit on
it.
California.
Just for California, so that it wouldn't be a 50. Like, fuck you, we'll make our own caliber.
Buy a handgun. That is the thing you're missing is a handgun.
There are 22 handguns out there that are incredibly affordable and a ton of fun to shoot.
And there's some of them that have like a 12-inch barrel on it. So, you should definitely do that.
Yes, there are. Yes, there definitely are.
Don't buy a charger. That's the only thing I
Don't buy
could think of as a charger. Don't buy a charger.
What is it?
And-
Chiappa, whatever.
Yeah,
So-
the Chiappa.
No.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, top post of the week. We haven't done that in a while. Look at that. There's a couple that are actually really good.
I agree with that petition at the top there.
Yeah. Slappy Devilman and I are actually talking about it. We are considering it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, the only reason we're considering is because the number of upvotes that we got here. God damn it times 2. God damn it times 3. That was pretty good. Then this, I really dig.
He just needs to do the forend too, and it'll look so fantastic.
Oh yeah, I really dig that line. And for those of you wondering, this guy had a cheap piece of wood. He woodworked it himself. He figured out everything about it. He never done anything like this kind of level of woodworking. And he is trying to copy some of the early FAL stock contours. So that's what the early FAL stocks look like pretty much. And I think it works really, really well. What do you guys think? Anyone?
I think that it looks very swoopy and cool. I think it looks better. Like that looks like an old-timey machine gun stock.
Yes.
Less like the stock that needs to go on like a lean, mean, trim assault rifle kind of a thing, and more like an old-timey machine gun.
Could be just the angle. Like with the overhead shot, it actually looks a little better too. Where the hell is it? He's got a picture of it.
Like I would rather have like a straight top to it, but I get what he's going for with the foul look and this with the swoopiness. There's a top down.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
and that even shows more swoop on the top.
Yeah,
So
there's quite a bit of drop on the
right
cone.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, for me, it looks upside down to me.
Yeah. The problem with this is that the AR 180 borrows a lot of lines from the AR 15, so it benefits from having a straight stock.
Well, the original doesn't. Like the 180B does go down. The iron sights were actually quite low on the top of the receiver, and the stock did have a drop on it. Yeah, so it did do that before.
Oh, okay,
but not anymore.
Yeah. This one just for Noller. Yeah, Noller. Yeah. If 6'5" Creedmoor was a person, I upvoted that just because it was good. Shitpost. I'll take prohibited devices. You can buy at Home Depot for 400. Alex.
There was people in the comments arguing whether or not it was fucking prohibited or not.
Did it trigger you though?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid argument. It's what the fuck's that for? For setting concrete anchors or whatever?
I think so.
Yeah, don't be dumb. Stop it.
Shout out to Firearms Deals Canada. There's how you spell it, Adriel. Firearms Deals Canada.
There we go.
Some people are buying stuff off the internet. Oh my god. Oh yeah, this was fun to read. Goodale RCMP heading to court for violating Access to Information Act. The gist of it is, crazy. Go.
Okay, so the gist of it, from what I read, is someone demanded the FRT be released. I'm sure you probably know what the FRT is if you're watching this, but basically it's the RCMP is a list of literally every gun they've ever encountered in the history of forever, and someone demanded that be made public, and they said no, we're not going to, and so they sued about it, and the court said you're going to release this information, and Goodale still said no, we're not. So now they're going to court again about it.
But at least now it's government versus government. Like before, it was a private citizen that had to say, like, I think this should happen, and they had to like figure it out. Now it's government fighting government. So it's like your tax dollars fighting your tax dollars.
Yeah, I think it's what the information commissioner is going after them for not doing it or something. So yeah.
If I remember correctly, the argument that the RCMP first gave was that they didn't have to because of security reasons, and then this next one was they didn't have to because of trade reasons.
Yeah, they actually do sell the FRT, like they license it to foreign countries and foreign police forces and stuff like that. And I know if you're a business in Canada, you basically get access to it, because I remember browsing the FRT when I was at work and bored. But
well,
like
you have to get access to it, because that's how you tell if something's legal or not, right? But the thing is, what if you're a private citizen? Do you know that the Blaze 47 is a prohibited firearm? And you have one?
Shit.
Well, I think
now you're screwed, right?
The more important thing is their repeated reinterpretations of the Beowulf magazines that are apparently posted in the FRT for the Alexander Arms 50 Beowulf guns.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said there, and I'm going to ignore every time you say it.
You mean 50 Beowulf, a rifle cartridge for a rifle?
To Red Viking's question, actually, yes, the FRT does contain certain justifications as to why they have classified a gun a certain way. So if they've classified a gun as prohibited, they will say, because, like, for example, one of the old like Type 97s, they'll say, because this particular model shares the following two frame components with a previously fully automatic firearm, it is considered a converted automatic. So they will actually have the justifications in the FRT as to why they've classified it a certain way.
Interesting.
Is one of the justifications
I'm fairly sure if you go and look at some of the like that semi-auto RPD, I'm pretty sure that's just their justification for that one.
Well, don't you know the AR-10 is a derivative of the AR-15?
The G11 was
some of them were.
The G11's not going to that's not going to be in the FRT. They're going to literally, the FRT will cite the law, and then the FRT cites the portion of whatever relevant law allows them to classify, and then if it's a stricter classification, they write the justification for why it is that classification. So for the G11, the FRT is going to say prohibited because named prohibition in the following regulation. It's not going to provide any justification for why it's named in that regulation.
Yeah, this is why I tell you to explain this.
So when can I get my FRT?
Sometime between eventually and never.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'll put it on my desktop somewhere.
Yeah. Add it to the giant pile of icons on your desktop.
Put it somewhere between Quick Load and the other versions of Quick Load.
I think I've got a loading manual somewhere. Oh, I reloaded some 308 according to what they had on Hodgson's website, and it was way the fuck too hot. Way the fuck too hot. Yeah, it was like three or four grains more than what they had in Lee and Nosler's manual, and it popped primers on me.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally.
So, funny story. When I first started reloading 357, the 125 grain projectile data in Hodgson's website was like 26 grains of H110. Now it's 21 max.
Well, if you're reloading with IMR 4895, I can tell you Hodgson's data is a little bit hot, a little bit spicy. I started seeing it. I'm like, well, that's not right. I'm gonna stop doing this. And I went.
So when you ejected it, were you confused on where the primer was?
No, because they're flying out as well. I'm like, I think I saw two things coming out of my ejection port that time. So then I went back home and I checked my Lee just because it was here. I'm like, what the hell? What was I like high or something like that? Like, what's going on here? And I wasn't, by the way. I checked the manual. Yeah, it's like I'm 3 grains over max. What the heck? Of course I'm popping primers. And then I went on Hodgson's website and I'm like, oh, I'm actually under max here. So
Was it
maybe you should go to their max and it'll stop.
Yeah, I guess so. Consult a couple manuals.
Yes, have multiple manuals. If you've ever reloaded, like that guy that apparently casts bullets but never has once read the manual, read multiple manuals.
Yeah, I have multiple manuals. I should have just
I
read
do
another
too.
one.
I
wanted to crank out some ammo. I looked up the Hodgson's website because it was like sitting right in front of the reloading press, and
Yep. I usually start off with the Hodgson website, then I check my Nosler manual that came with my press, then I check my Hornady manual, which I bought on my own, then I go to Quick Load and just go off Quick Load.
Personally, I trust the bullet data the most. If your projectile came with data, that's the one I
Campro is nice for that. Campro gives data for their bullets.
Yep, I loaded all my stuff based off Campro's maxes for their thing because it's like, well, Hodgson's website listed for like Hornady, and that's about it. So
technically you could reuse them because sometimes I think even Campro says just go off of other data.
It was almost the same anyways. So
yeah, Campro's website goes, here's some data. If you have any further questions, just use the data for 125 grain FMJ semi-watt cutter or something like that.
Yeah, Lee says 40 to 43 grains. Hodgson says 43 to 45.5.
Yeah, see, I just look at shit in Quick Load, and then figure out the max on there and go down 10%,
or just go off the max. Yeah.
Well, okay, I've done that too, but
just stuff the whole case full of Varget.
Strike it off with a playing
that's
card.
basically what I fucking did.
No, don't even strike it off with a playing card. You need those extra grains. It's a little bit more, a little bit less. You never know.
Tamp it down in there a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Get a dowel that's perfectly sized to the neck and just start hitting it with a hammer on the top.
I got to fire a legit fucking like musket at the range in December.
Isn't it fun?
It was pretty fun, but it left my hands like completely black from all the carbon that blows out the side of the fucker.
Yeah, the best are when you put the ones with a pan, not even like a cap, but like an actual pan.
It was a pan.
Yeah.
he told me to bite the thing, pour a bit in the pan, pour the rest down the barrel, and then just kind of fucking drop. Like I think the ball was in the other end there, so he told me to just kind of drop it in and then push it. It was going with the whole reenactor thing, so he tells you to like kind of push it down without getting your hand in front, so that way if it blows, you don't blow your fucking hand off. And he was saying, touch everything with your pinky because it's the most worthless finger you have. If you have to, if something blows up and you lose it,
You'll look cool.
But it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
One of my favorite bits of advice that I heard about starting to delve into black powder is find a black powder chute and then go talk to the guy with the least amount of fingers because he's got the most experience. Yeah, so he's been around the block and he's learned. Well, maybe he's learned many times. Yeah.
Well, I remember there's a guy at Silverdale who shows up with cannons every so often.
Nice.
Like when they were doing the Remembrance Day shoot, he showed up with one cannon and two like weird little mortars on the sides there. And so when we were doing like the 21 gun salute thing, he goes and sets the fucking mortars and then the cannon off, loaded with like fucking tomato cans full of oatmeal or some shit.
Yeah, I was just watching. There was actually a post on Guns about a guy actually getting his Yugo SKS to fire dummy grenades, and that looked like a lot of fun because he had to get. Apparently, they used the same muzzle device as the U.S. did, so you can use U.S. grenades on those rifles.
Huh. So he just found what, an M1 Garand?
Yeah,
grenade?
It was like an M1 Garand, like M30 something or other dummy grenade, practice grenade, and he got
you load them up. You load it up with
and like
blanks
Bulgarian blanks or something like that.
See,
Yeah,
I seen something pretty fun on our guns the other day. It was a golf ball launcher.
Yeah,
but he put it in his pistol or on his pistol because it uses the half inch by whatever the fuck threads, like 28,
half by 28,
and just plunk, and it goes fucking 20 feet. Shit, that looks fun as hell.
Yep, you could do that with one of these. Put the muzzle device on this and just make your own. Be extra bubblish and make your own blanks. Just grab a pair of pliers, pull the bullet out, and then crimp the neck. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's exactly how it works.
Put a little bit of cream of wheat in there or whatever.
Oh yeah, just stuff the top with some boogers as sealant. Yeah. I think that's a good way to end this show.
By the way, if anyone was wondering, don't actually do that.
Or you said the thing at the start where we're not responsible for anything, right? Oh, come on!
We are not responsible for lost or stolen property.
Hold on.
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
He's got something going.
Oh! This better be funny. We're extending the show just for you. Everyone's at the edge of their seat.
Yeah. Also waiting.
Hurry the fuck up.
Waiting at the edge of our seat.
There we go.
Is that the Jackass one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fitting for us.
Yeah. Warning, these web clips feature stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. MTV and the other producers must insist that no one attempt to reenact any stunts or activity performed on this site. Just change the wording a little bit and say us and W and guns and such. Yep. Folks, it's been a pleasure. I will have a range report next time for this stupid thing, and maybe even a painted stock. Who knows? Say goodbye, everybody.
Later.
Bye, everybody.
Watch Slamfire Radio.
No, thank you.
Bye.